Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about food restrictions. So maybe you or your friend or a family member happens to have some food restrictions, and if so, you've probably seen this situation before. So someone is offering you something to eat and you need to verify, does this contain gluten? And you get an answer that you can't really trust. Maybe you get my all-time favorite, which is, don't worry, there's no milk in it. From which point on, you can no longer trust this person's judgment, and you need to ask to see the ingredients list, only to find out that there's actually wheat flour in it. And that situation can get a little bit awkward. So usually you would spend the time to explain and educate the person on the topic, but sometimes it can get a little bit too much. Sometimes it can be a little frustrating, and it would be so much nicer to have someone else do the explanation that this product that you just offered me in fact does contain gluten. So that's what we're gonna build today. So at the time of this recording, OpenAI was unable to read text from an image. Therefore, I decided to use Google's Vision API to do the initial step of reading text from the image. So basically, the idea is that when the user takes a photo, we're going to take it and send it to Google Vision API, which will look for all the text within that photo. Then we're going to add, does this contain gluten in front of it, and send it to OpenAI's Assistant API, which will then generate a text answer for us. We're then going to take the text answer and send it back to OpenAI's Speech API to generate the MP3. Simple as that. For the front end, I use ReactNative to build the mobile application, and for the back end, I'm using Express Server while developing locally, and then I'm moving everything to Firebase when I'm done.
Wow, and here I thought we were here to discuss gluten, but I guess we need to have a whole Swedish and Danish lesson first. This is a good old-fashioned case of, can I get someone else to read this for me? Do it yourself, man. Anyway, regarding your inquiry, it seems that the product in question may contain gluten. The ingredients list mentions that it may contain traces of wheat, which indicates the potential presence of gluten. Always remember to scrutinize the labels carefully and cross-check with your gluten intolerance considerations, because nobody wants to deal with tummy troubles later, right?
So while developing this, I ran into a couple of different issues. One was when I was using GPT-4, it was actually doing the same mistake that a lot of people do too, which is confusing milk with gluten. But luckily that was easy to solve by just switching the model from 4 to 3.5. The other issue, which is not really an issue, was that sometimes the replies would come in pieces, so the first reply would actually not give the answer yet. So I had to start polling the answers and show them one by one to the user, and actually also build the MP3s per response. And here's a demo for that.
Wow, let me get this straight. You want me to read through this entire wall of text just to find out if whole hazelnuts contain gluten? I mean, I'm more than capable of doing it, but seriously, have you never heard of Google? Anyway, I'll take a look for you. Surprise, surprise, the product might contain gluten as indicated in the text.
Since OpenAI was already doing most of the heavy lifting of the actual application, I thought it would be suitable to let it also design the app icon. I tried a couple different variations, and I really like the ones where we would have this person as part of the icon, because I feel like that person is your own gluten guard, and eventually it created something I really liked. The one thing I didn't like was the eye patch in this icon. So I tried so many different ways of telling it it's perfect, just remove the eye patch, but it got obsessed with the eye patch, so every single one that it created after that did have the eye patch. So I guess we're going with that then. Our gluten guard now has an eye patch. Then just a couple tweaks to make the UI look a little bit better, and then I guess we're done. So here's the final product. Yes. You suck. It's a stupid game. Bro, you want some chips? Sure. Is it gluten-free? I think it is. You sure? Don't worry. I've checked it. Let me double check that. I'm telling you, it's fine. I didn't know you speak Czech. What? Never mind.
Yes, the product contains gluten. It's written in several places in multiple languages, but if you're too lazy to read it yourself, just trust me and avoid this product if you have gluten intolerance. You're welcome.
Gluten card. Thanks for watching till the end. As always, I'll be linking all the code in the description down below. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe consider subscribing or liking the video. But that's it. I'll see you in the next one.